my whole thing as far as DJing is concerned, I never wanted to be like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, once it got into the 90s, just everything about what we stood for, the main rule and goal was biting is not allowed. That was a law in hip-hop. And then that law just somehow just got dissolved because now biting is celebrated. So now a DJ will sit there with a videotape and study every movement, even study your facial expressions and while you're DJing, and then go and do the same thing. You know, people from my era, we never really we never fucked with that. So if you do the same routine that he did, like we don't respect you for that, even if you did it well, because you're copying somebody else. With our generation, it was like, okay, that was dope. You did it. Now watch what I come up with. You know what I mean? It wasn't, I'm gonna learn that. You know what I mean? So that's how it was with me. When it came time for me to do the scratches on So What You Saying, they handed me the cassette tape, like, yo, come up with some scratches for this. You know, I wasn't gonna sit there and transform because Jeff did that. And before Jeff did that, it was Grand Dragon KD did it on Steady B, Bring the Beat Back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do the transformer. Because even though Grand Dragon did it first on a record, Jazzy Jeff mastered it and took it to a whole nother level. So everybody's in the house with their wrists hurting trying to learn how to transform. Like, I can transform, but I don't want to do that. Like, that's his thing. You know what I mean? He's known for that. He owns that. I want to do something different. So I just did a different pattern. I'm like, I want to scratch different from anybody has ever done. So when they hear this for the first time, I want every DJ to sit there and be like, how did he do that? And plus I wanted the scratches to be so in sync with the music that it sound like a part of the sample. That's how So What You Saying became into life. So just because I wanted to be different. So just everything I've done is because I wanted to be different from everybody else. My routines that I'm world famous for, everything I've done is completely different from everybody else. But then once it got into like the 90s, everybody would just do the same thing. You know, I don't know what happened, but that's what it became. Let's say 88, Kane, Rakim, EPMD, Slick Rick, Stetsasonic, Puff, just all of these different groups, and nobody sounded the same. De La Soul, everybody had a different sound. Now it's like, I don't know, I don't get it, but one of the main things, and I just said this in a lecture at a college the other day, as far as the production is concerned, notice all the beats sound the same. It's because the producers of today, they don't own records. They don't own a record collection. You know, they can't go in their collection and pull out something from the 60s or from the 70s. Not even sample it, just listen to it and get inspired to make something. Or sample it, you know what I mean? So everybody has the same software pack, you know, producer's pack. The same 808, the same finger snap, the same hand clap. And if you have 100 producers with the same software and they came from the same era, you're really not going to get a contrast and a big contrast in the outcome of the music that they make.